Hello everyone. I just executed a really wonderful jump off the top of that rock. So I'm obviously in a slightly different location. We're just down south towards the southern area of the map. I've still completely forgotten to actually set my preferences so we can see the little map pointer again. I should fix that at some point. I was supposed to be up here. So we're back. So home is over that way. And this is the location right there where we saw the wyvern a number of episodes ago. And right over this yonder is where we got our dung beetle a little while ago. So we're at the southern part of the map. If I had a pointer, I would show it to you. But, you know, towards the bottom end of that particular visible location there. And I wanted some more long distance transport. So I have this guy here who I'm waiting to tame up. I followed him around a whole lot, and it was fun trying to chase him. I chased him a number of different areas. He's a level 108, so I don't think you can tame them in a single bout of snaring them in the bola. You just can't put enough things into them. And actually I started over on, see if I go here, I started over right about there, up at the top of the right ear of my jerboa there. But I was chased around a bunch by that guy, which is a saber-tooth, I think. And actually, while I was taming him, while I was shooting him up, the saber-tooth came up, but he didn't attack this guy. I'm not sure what happened, but he ended up running away. Actually, what may have happened is the moth may have poofed out his second set of spores, which can scare things away, and it in fact did scare that guy away. But then during that period of time, this little moth escaped and ran away. I just followed him around, made sure I had enough equipment, and it all went pretty well. I made another bola. In fact, let me make another one. I have enough for one more. And I finally ended up knocking him out over here. This isn't the best location, but it's not too bad. Got a couple of little doggies, the Lystrosaurus and a few jerboas hanging around here. Just don't want any of those guys to come up, but I can just sort of attract them away with my moth if needed. If I have the calculations right, this guy will take 21, whatever these things are. I got in 21 mejo berries, thank you. Words. 21 mejo berries, so that is 630 food, so he's only about 200 down. I'm not going to really keep you here for everything. Just wanted to sort of get a clip here of what we're doing. I do have a few other dinosaurs I want to get. I want to get a very high level Rex because I want to go after some death worms to get their horns because you use those to tame mantises. But yeah, those are all things. Well, I think I've gotten some high level Rexes before, but beyond that, those are all things I've never done, so that should be fun. But I did want to get a couple more moths. Actually, I was chasing another one, which is like a level 76 or so, which was pretty good and had some nice coloring like this guy does, when he doesn't have green blood on him, that is. And maybe I'll go after him when we're done here. But this is just sort of an update on some of the animals I was chasing after. I actually do want to get a Rex. I was actually expecting to see one here, and I didn't. But I think the way that you're supposed to go to get the Rexes is this. I'll just sort of show you. I'm not going to leave the area here, but okay. Yeah, that was some good timing. Roll, roll. It's like the world's slowest pachinko machine. And gross. Okay. If I remember correctly, you can get the Rexes to continually spawn by running out to the desert above my jerboa's tail there, kill the Rex that's there, which I can't on a moth, because a moth isn't good enough, and then you run back here and it'll spawn a Rex about down that way. These guys are coming up a little closer, don't like that. But you spawn the Rex up down that way, you kill that one, you just go back and forth until you get yourself a high level one. Both of those guys ended up walking back, but they still could make it up here. The thing we don't want is for them to be attracted up here by that little morsel right there that's walking down towards them. I'll probably just kite them away beforehand. Well, let's try it now and see how that goes, huh? I don't want to get shot by the spines of that other guy, but I would certainly have no problem attracting the attention of this kitty cat there, who's actually pretty fast. Oh yeah, actually, that guy too, the scorpion, is not bad as well. Yeah, it's a saber tooth. They're pretty good, actually. Honestly, I really should take my time, and I should definitely tame one. They're pretty good. Let's see. So I just don't want them to run back, and they will do that sometimes. All right, so that was good. That is basically how I get rid of most carnivores that are in the area. You don't really even need to shoot them, because when you do that, the dead body can attract other carnivores to the area if you don't get rid of it quickly, and it's just kind of less fun. Now, leaving the area means something else could in theory spawn, but I've only just come to this area, so there shouldn't be a new round of spawns anytime soon. I've gotten one other thing. Actually, okay, that was well done. I didn't actually want to do that. I have grabbed this sickle to get more silk quickly. As you can see, it's pretty effective. And then I got a pretty good, just like a green drop, which given me like all of these things. Another spyglass, like I need it, but hey, if I die and I need another spyglass before I get back, it's good to have. More narcotic, a whip, which is in theory useful for some things. It's not really great. The bow, maybe, flame arrows, or like oil slicks. Hey, if I need to... Okay, those are useful if I ever want to tame a phoenix, which I've also never done. A blood extraction syringe is completely useless outside of PvP. They're basically a great way to actually steal energy from your enemies, but we're not going to be doing that. Boomerangs are, in theory, ways to knock things out at a distance, like to deliver torpor at a distance, which is a good idea, but I just don't have a use for it. I am comfortable with the way that I knock out dinosaurs, so I'm not really interested. I'll drop it if I need to get rid of the weight, or I'll just chuck it in a storage area if I don't. Okay, that's enough yammering. I probably won't even show when we tame this guy. But he's still got a ways to go. We're only just about halfway there. So until I tame the next one or something, or the next fun thing comes up, I will see you guys later. All right, we're back. The moth will be tamed up in just a couple of minutes. Just wanted to point something out, which was a little fun. A few things. One is I'm going to be quiet now, and I'll just have you listen for a second. Maybe you'll hear it, maybe you won't. So that little breeze sound in the background is actually indicative of a higher breeze in this area. The wind, actually it's funny where I'm at right now, it says the wind is only 19%. So this isn't a perfect place to perch. Maybe I'll just go over here where you can see these trees are being blown a little bit. Let's take a look again. Maybe I'll prove myself wrong. Oh, it still says the wind is 19%. That is funny. It's funny, I'd done this just a little while ago, and the wind was definitely being more compliant compared to the sound it was making. Nope, still 19%. So in this area, the wind is actually variable, because that's what I was listening for before. And I noticed it was in about 19% where we were sitting with the moth, yet it was going at 65% for a while. Let's take a look over here. Nope, this was definitely at 65. So the wind is variable here, so if you're going to use a windmill to generate energy, which you can. You can only power a certain number of things permanently. It's It all depends on where you're located and how strong the breeze is at that time. So these things seem to be shimmering a lot more now. I'm curious to see if it's any different right now. 20%. So it actually is quite variable. I'll be honest, I haven't really done that before. I've always kind of assumed the wind was a relatively constant amount. Also, the other interesting thing the game just did is it did a round of spawns. So there are a couple of new. I'll get that in a second. A couple of new foes down there. There's a snake, as you can see, who wasn't there earlier. There's also a couple of little bugs, insects at the bottom. We do have a Carnotaur over there, but he's been around for a while. Unfortunately, it's only a level 35, so it's not really worth taming, because I would be interested in taming, actually. That is the kind of animal I would like to stomp around on, because they are kind of fun. Eventually we'll get another one, but the Rex is really what we need, quote unquote, as opposed to the Carnotaur, which I've always considered kind of a fun dinosaur to have, because the Carnotaur is pretty fast. I think it has okay stamina, though the Allosaurus is better. I don't know if there are any. I'm pretty sure there are Allosauruses on this map. Alright, geez, it's loud. Okay. We're much lower than we need to be, so that's good. See if this works. See if I got it right. So going in, 69. See how many. Not even sure how many it's doing, but we'll see. So you can see I damaged him pretty badly. I think it's because I had to hit him a number of times after he woke up. I'm not sure, but I think they heal damage very slowly, and then but they do instantly recover torpor faster. Yeah, it looks like we got the right number here. I'm going to count, doesn't matter. All right, it's a guy. Got to give him a name. I think a good name that I heard suggested to me, and now I need to remember it. Oh, this is hilarious. This is great. I'm drawing a complete blank on what I wanted to name him. Oh yeah, that's right. Dusty Bottoms is going to be our new Lamantria. So what did he get? He has a ton of health. Stamina's okay, but I'm not going to ride him too much. Weight is pretty good, and that's where we're going to put all the experience into. Now, we're going to use him right now. So he should be following me. Yes, also attacking. We don't want that. These things can't really do much to attack. I'm just going to put him on neutral, so in case he attacks, he can do what he needs to poof them away. These two are now getting also some buffs, so I have no idea how that works because they're usually attack buffs. But we can now grab some resources and take twice as much back. What I do want to do is fly a Dusty onto one of the little places where we can get the extra experience. So if we see one of those little terminals or the boxes, there was one fairly close to here that I'm just not placing in my mind right now. If we do find one of those somewhere close by, I would like to ride Dusty for that. Okay, now I have to be careful not to hit him. I think that'll do it. Because I want him to get those 8 levels again. I am encumbered. Hey, guess what? You're coming in handy immediately. I have something that's too heavy. Well, the metal is heavy. I do not need the Parasaur saddle. I really don't care about that. A bunch of wood. Wood is actually good. I'm short of that, so we'll transfer that over as well. I doubt I'll ever need those. I don't need the syringe. It's useless. The tent. Yeah, I didn't mention that the last time around. Got a tent with the intent That is not a pun. I deny all puns with the intent to, if I needed to actually manage 2 tames at once, to cover the moth with the tent, because that is a good way to keep the moth protected. Alright. So, but I didn't need to do that, so no big deal. Alright, what's the weight? Weight is nothing effectively here. I do not want stone because we're not carrying anything that heavy back with us. There's no need for it. Let's see what else we can get here. Now, if we wanted to, we could go up here, because I didn't mention we were going to do that last time. This is not the optimal way to do it. I love how laggy the travel is. Okay, so let's see. That is 2. Yep, that's 2 alligators chasing all sorts of everything down. Where are they going? Probably just getting a little jerboas. Oh, actually, if this has one of those, there's another moth there. Every time I see moths now, I'm focused on seeing levels. I didn't see what that is. That's only an 840. Not really very useful. If there is a little box to open here, I will transfer the saddle to the other moth, and we will grab the levels from this. But as I remember, oh, there it is. There's the jar. All right, anybody here I want to avoid? Doesn't seem like it. I don't like the vultures, but they're fine. Okay. Saddle. I should obviously get a saddle for this wonderful guy here at some point, but not just yet. I hope I'm not too heavy. Nope, 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 it's fine. All right, let's go over here. Land. There we go. And it's off center. That's okay. Getting levels. There we go, and there's nothing on there that you can read. Let's see how many levels we got with that. 11. That is fantastic. It's all going on here. Okay, I should probably put some on stamina. Maybe I should do that. That was great. 391, 318. I'll get my own level in a second there. I actually want to compare these two now. So as you can see, this is a higher level one, and it will put on levels more quickly now because it started at a higher level. So the weight's higher, stamina's a little higher with this one, so I'll probably still ride that one. But this one, will it continue to get? Yes, it will continue to get levels even while I'm not there. I was just curious. I think it'll get more levels if I'm riding. Sorry, this is very distracting. I need to make sure you're following. And then let's go. Okay. And I think I had a level to give myself here. There we go. You can hang in the air for a bit. And we're at 51. Radio, not very useful. Chain bullet can be useful for bringing down heavy animals, though I've never used one. And then the cryopod is good for capturing your animals and carrying them around in a very convenient way. I've also never done that either. Mostly because I don't choose to use the materials on those things. Alright, that moth just got attacked and is running away, but they were not particularly good. We were going up the mountain. So I don't know how many RGs there are going to be. I don't know how clear the area is going to be, but I will show you at the very least where we will tame the RG. Where are you? Are you there? Come on. That's weird how laggy they are falling. Okay, so first of all, there is a Eutyranus there. That was that little sort of distortion you might have noticed. They're dangerous. They could make you run crazy and not be in control of yourself. That's sort of what they're doing there to some of those other animals in the area. Is the Tyrannus there? Is it gone? The purple, oh yeah, that's him. That little blowing thing is the Tyrannus. We're just going to ignore that entirely. I just saw, I think we pointed this out before, I would like to get a little bit of rest here because we're low. This is actually a fairly dangerous place to be around. So there's an RG fighting with a Carnotaur. This is where I could get a halfway decent Carnotaur if I wanted one. There's going to be lots of them around here. I think that's a level for me. Just throw it here because I don't even want to think about it. This isn't really a great area to hang about. So one of the funny things I just saw is that it generated a rock golem and dumped it right there. A little bit. So that's it right there. And what I want to do is wake it up. We definitely want to run from the area once it's woken up. That's why I'm not really a big fan of doing this. Oh, there it goes. Oh, come on, get away from my moth. This was... And then now I hear, see, so he'll chase after us, but he won't do very much. You just heard the guy on my shoulder give the bad weather warning. I believe this is the warning. Look at those shadows down there against the mountain. It's so funny. I believe this is the warning for... I'm too close to that damn Tyrannus. That's dangerous. There he is, but he's not pointing at us, so we're okay. That's the weather for... definitely give you your... this is for the lightning storm, which is the least dangerous thing, but that's only assuming I'm interpreting it correctly. And I'm just never sure that I'm doing that right. So, how are you doing? That just doesn't... I don't understand why they don't keep up as badly as they do. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's almost like the game isn't keeping up, it isn't updating, or it can't run, it can't do the sprint, which is what I'm doing when I'm doing all this. But it really should keep up better. I'll go right back to where we were when we were taming. So one of the key things about previously having that round of spawns is that had I left the area and come back, that would have spawned any number of new things in the area right here, and any one of those things could have been a, carnivorous dinosaur, which would have immediately attacked the tame. Now, the way to avoid that, as I mentioned, is you can just put a tent over them. But I just decided I didn't want to do that. So Moth there, I think that's the level 8. Ah, no, that might have been the 76, because I recognized the 48. That's even a new one. So again, new round. It's actually a second. Okay, watch this. Poof. And look at how slow the Carno is. He can't move. He'll eventually break free. As you can see, it doesn't really last very long. Level 48 Moth probably isn't worth the effort. I really need things to be over 100. Get out of the way. I believe that's the level 8 right there, because he had blue wings. He got away. Okay, the weather is starting. You can see the clouds gathering. And it is the lightning storm. Even if it happens in this area, I mean, I know my way home is a good thing, though, to keep track of, is to at least know some of your bearings. The lightning storm really won't affect you if you're out on a dino. It just doesn't matter. I'm just not 100% sure I know the patterns that the gerbos make when when they're warning me of what's coming up in terms of weather. There's my guy. He's keeping up okay, I guess. That's Mothra. Come on, Mothra. You can do this. It's sometimes hard then landing. This is a problem with the flying dinosaurs. So Mothra's here. I'm going to whistle her down to you. And then she's going to go down wherever she feels like it. So I will probably grab the inventory here. I'm going to steal the saddle. See if I can find where Mothra is. And then we just put the saddle on, hop on, and land her. This is one of the minor annoyances with a... Oops. There we go. With a collection of flyers. It's probably a better way to do this. It's probably something I'm not doing right. Hey, stop that kitty cat. Kitty cat's too big. Alright, let's get rid of the junk. Apparently, Mothra has exactly nothing. I have to do this from the back. And Dusty Bottoms has a few things. We'll split these in half. Give half to each, and we'll see if I can walk with these things. Maybe I'll leave the tent out here because the tent's always going to be going with us. Like, there's no time that we're not going to be going out with the tent. Because at this point, the tent saves us not from this, but from the heat waves and from the blowing wind. I think I'll turn on the old cheat here while we're inside. The blowing wind saps your energy extremely quickly. So you really don't... Hold on a second. Did I pet you? I did. So the nice thing is that the localization for this storm is very far away. So all we get is sort of the general view effect, but not any actual problems with visibility in the storm, really. Even when the lightning storm is around, it's really only annoying for when you're actually in-game with powered things, which we're going to have very soon, but not yet. I'm not really sure why I just want to toss all this stuff. It's just sort of random. What we do, I want to put the wood in here, start that going. We've got a little more metal. Make sure I'm close enough so I can do the transfer. Yeah, easy enough. Alright, so this is pretty good. Got ourselves another moth. I talked a lot longer than I really wanted to, but we've got some extra things we can now collect from other areas. I may decide to come back, I may decide to go back to the top of the mountain with both moths and see if we can get some more crystal so that we'll have enough to do all of our windows for our house. And if I find it interesting enough, I'll include it. Otherwise, talk to you the next time I see you. Thank you, sir. Oh, that's you. Okay, I'm trying to find... I'll take your oil. Go away. Can't end it with loud, crunchy, squishy footsteps at the end. Anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you in the next one.